Hello, morning update here. Sun is rising, and as usual in California at this time of the day in the summer, the sun is so blinding that I'm wondering if gold can be nuclear in some way. It's like really weird with this hot piece of sunshine hanging in the atmosphere, and I'm not sure like how low or higher it is. But definitely there's airs surrounding these parts on Golden Hills. The areas are patrolling with the usual ants and squirrels and birds and raccoons. And um, I'm not sure if raccoons really care too much about what they eat. They seem to scavenge for a lot of things, and definitely there's a lot of interesting things going on here right now in this early moment of the day. Um, there's birds chirping. Um, now, evolutionists still argue to this day as to like whether birds really sing or if they're just calling from the wild. I mean, you know, it's really hard to tell. But definitely, there have been more of a rising case in parts of the United States of birds copying sounds that are not natural, such as like sounds that come from machines or other gadgets and devices for their renewed modern bird calls. And I've even heard of birds or parrots in German zoos picking up the F word and using the F word, which is interesting because that F word does not have a lot of original use to it. It's like there can be original use to that word, like once in a great while, but only after I say like at least 20,000 good words first. Then it can be useful for something very specific to the exact condition of a bacterial situation for an epidemic. So just like the pipes are turning over the recycling pipes over there at that graveyard center, and the birds are in that kind of twist for the branches on the twigs, and it's fucking amazing, something like that. But it's like other than that, it's like um, like the more the problem is with whatever word it is, and this is how bad words form. Just in case you guys want to know what a bad word is, bad words tend to form when someone picks up a word just because they have some kind of unnecessary fascination of the sounds or something, and they try to hammer the word on um, a lot of unoriginal and uninteresting sentences and unimpressive ideas, as if like the word itself can carry the weight of a theory, but it doesn't. I mean, to really have good information when you have a conversation with other people, you have to like really like give a lot of details and metaphors and symbols, and you have to use a lot of imagination and curiosity and such. Like it cannot be using a word for the sake of using a word, because then it could lose meaning, kind of like a pebble that is dropped in the middle of the ocean. You need a battalion troop of ships, not just a little pebble. I mean, that's another thing. So I guess often a bad word is kind of like that wrong attempt by someone to assume that the use of a pebble is the equivalent of the use of a stone. And yeah, it gets too much on the ears for people, and they generally turn away from those kinds of words. But it's a really nice morning here, and those kinds of things. And definitely, when it comes to community standards here in Tehachapi, California, good language and communications does matter. Because if you're going near people and saying something to them, it's nice to, be kind and nice to them and those kinds of things, and make sure you don't do something that could be a mistake. One thing that has been going on lately in a lot of stores in California is that there are these workers in stores that will, from time to time, ask customers how their store experience is, But this could be a form of racism or sexism in the long run, because then these workers will tend to select specific and favorite moments of when they ask their favorite customers or their selected customers how the feedback is. Now, when workers do that, that is illegal. That could get under bad infrastructure under the law. It's very unethical. Workers in a store cannot choose which customers they want to hear feedback from. They need to accept feedback from everybody, period. That's how it is. The customer is always right. That's just how it is. Or else otherwise what would happen is you would be choosing like a black guy over a white guy or a male over a female. And that could get into a lot of hot boiling water for law enforcement practices. And definitely already, just Sand Canyon near here in Tehachapi has a lot of law enforcement problems when it comes to poor treatment of pets and weak treatments of police protocol and those kinds of things. It's like as if a lot of rural local citizens around here in the western region are not yet back in the mainstream of things when it comes to the reality before us, when it comes to the true significance of right and wrong in this world. Just as a general rule, good and bad should not just mix so easily. I mean, I'm not saying they never mix, but they should not just mix as if like you take colors of whatever and you always assume wrongly that you're going to get the color brown. I mean, have you ever tried to get the color brown by mixing colors? If you try to do that, often you'll discover that you cannot just do that. It depends on the brand of paint. It depends on the type of paint. It depends on the colors. It depends on how much liquid you add. It depends on the quality of black, the quality of white, the quality of gray, and the quality of red, yellow, and blue. It depends. And depending on your choice of paint from a hobbyist market, certain colors, even if you've seen them before or even if you can imagine them, may not be possible for you to achieve with your artistic pursuit. So for that reason, at times, releasing a work of art is about just showing people what your best mistakes are, which is pretty remarkable. At least it's a nice morning here up in Golden Hills. Let me just show you really quickly what it's like around here in my backyard. As you can see, this is my backyard. There's that blazing sun, as you can see. My brother does a good job of recycling cans and bottles. He is a very good environmentalist in that sense. And yeah, this is land of a pretty steady amount. Not really a ranch kind of land, kind of more like a nice little walking park is your backyard kind of land. And I think that's why my dad did like this region very much. And oh yeah, here are pine cones here and pine cones here. And definitely if you see some weird dirt or oil debris on the cones, I do not recommend using those for painting art or even handcrafted kind of art, because those pine cones could be too dirty for use. And there's my walking cane here, and I hope you guys have a good time. And oh, there's my dog, Maggie. Maggie probably is hearing us, and well, there she is. Hey Maggie, how are you doing, Maggie? Okay, hey Maggie. Yeah, I've had people comment on the dog that I have here, Maggie. Yeah, she's a mixed breed. I picked her up from a pound because, I like to save animals from, extermination at the pound. And, but yeah, she's a mixed breed. And there are on DeviantArt website a few dogs like her. Maybe it is a possible species of dog, but definitely not a very common one, and even the internet can be very tricky in terms of how many pictures exist of this kind of dog. Um, she's obviously a wiener dog. Like here she is. A nice, long, thin dog, and well, that's she's enjoying the morning and everything. She's not a guard dog. She's just a really barking kind of dog because she just is a princess that likes to make a lot of noise. Well, here's Maggie Julian, and yep, and that is my morning update for this morning, and I hope you take care. God bless.